Hey everybody, it's your girl Bondy Blue, and I want you to check out Bondy's Boutique and get some of my merch, y'all. I've added some new things like my mermaid cups and the mermaid tees, and also the Shake Them Tits mugs. All right, you asked for it and you got it. Check out Bondy's merch at Bondy's Boutique. All right, y'all, what's up? It's your girl Bondy Blue, and yes, I am back for Love and Marriage Huntsville. Shout out to Carlos King for always adding me on Twitter. Okay, excited about the episodes and everything. So yeah, Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all. It was definitely an entertaining episode to say the least. I think they snuck up on us with this show because I've really been enjoying reviewing it, even though they be pissing me off. I always like a show that I have some type of strong emotion about, because if I don't have a strong emotion one way or another, then there's no point in reviewing it. Okay, so y'all, yeah, let's get into the situation. So this is the morning after the bachelor party and the old lady bachelorette dinner that Kimmy had, okay? And Kimmy is laying in the bed with Maurice, and she wants to know what happened last night. The least worried of them all, in all honesty. But he was like, you know, it's a bit hazy, but you know, I danced. And she was like, oh my God, I knew you was gonna do that. So obviously, he must know he can't dance. And he was like, I was feeling like I shouldn't have been doing it, but I didn't care. Like, you know you looked a damn fool up there, but that's all right though. It's your bachelor party, son. If you want to go out there and dance and have a good time, you do that. So Mel and Martell wake up in the bed together, and he lies about getting a lap dance, y'all. He lied about it, okay? We saw him with that girl popping her ass down on his lap on the stage and all of that. Then she asked how much he spent on strippers that night, and he was like, I only spent like $20. And I'm like, nigga, please, you probably had $200 in ones and then spent the first 100 and 20 of that second 100 and had $80 left over, but you spent some money. You was throwing more than $20, sir. I don't like Martell because I feel like Martell was doing the most at the bachelor party, okay? You was doing the most. You was running around and, you know, talking to women and whispering in their ear and shit like that and getting lap dances with bitches' asses all in your face and all of this. And I just kind of felt like if y'all was gonna get that type of action, y'all could have went to a real strip club. Y'all was in Miami. Y'all could have went somewhere and had some real artistry happening. Bitches, you know, climbing to the top of poles and falling down into splits, okay? 3 bitches on one pole at one time. Y'all could have went and saw Cirque du Soleil pussy at a strip club, but instead y'all try to go to a regular club where they still got bitches with no clothes on, and then girls who know they ain't in shape. Y'all, I was just looking at all of that, like, for all of this, y'all could have went to a real strip club and had a way better time. But I guess if that's what y'all felt like was appropriate for y'all highbrow asses, okay? Anyway, y'all, then we move over to Tisha and Marceau. And she's worrying about who he bought drinks for. Did you buy drinks for girls? He was like, I bought bottles for everybody. And if there was a girl in the section and she wanted some of the drinks, we was sharing. It wasn't like we was like, oh no, you can't have none because you a woman. Like, that's not what was going on. So Tisha gets mad about that. And I'm like, Tisha, you just looking for something to get mad about because you want to have the upper hand. And you feel like you never really do. And Marceau is the one that always has an issue with you and what you doing and what you talking about. Y'all are exhausting as fuck. Tisha and Marceau, y'all are exhausting as fuck, and y'all could be putting on for these cameras, very much so, but don't sit up there and depict a certain image of yourselves, and then when people call y'all on that, now y'all won't act like that's not what it is. Because they, you know, I've seen them posting on other people's, you know, reviews about what the actual financial situation is and what Tisha owns and all of this shit. And it's like, so why are you telling her that she got to stay in a fucking house like a housewife if she got all of these businesses and she doing all of this shit? Like, y'all just be on some bullshit to me in one way or another, all right? So then they have this family dinner. And everybody, you know, we got to talk about the strip club, especially because Mel is worried about whatever Martell was doing, however much liquor he might have been drinking. And I'm like, girl, it's obvious that Martell does not have to have liquor in him for him to cheat on you. So please stop worrying about the alcohol and worry about, you know, just him as a whole. Worry about the fact that he's unapologetic and makes excuses for what he did. You know what I'm saying? You should be worrying about the fact that he told you that he might file for divorce because you don't want to leave him alone about something. And see, what pisses me off about a man is that you can have a fucking affair for 2 years. 2. Not a year and a half like he originally said. We're going to get to that in a moment. But you can have an affair for 2 years, and when your wife is not over it, as soon as your ass, you know, get her back into the house, then you mad and annoyed and aggravated and tired of talking about it. And that's a problem for me. You hurt her. You punched her in the face with your relationship with another woman. And the fact that she still has a problem and still has trust issues with you, and you got the fucking audacity to be mad about that? Really? Really, my nigga? Really, Martell? You know, I thought you were smart, and I'm starting to realize that some people are only smart in certain areas because emotionally your ass is retarded, okay? Emotionally you ignorant as fuck. If you think that what you did was some lightweight shit that she should hurry up and get the fuck over, that's a problem for me. But we're gonna get to that in a second. So because Mel couldn't get the information she wanted to out of Martell, when they get to dinner, everybody is on Marceau's case. So what y'all was doing? And how much y'all spend on liquor? And he was like, I spent like $1,200 on some bottles. I'm like, nigga, that is dumb as hell. That is dumb as hell to spend that amount of money on some liquor. And the reason why I say that is, yeah, you buy bottles in the club, them bottles be like $200 and, you know, stuff like that. They be expensive as shit. But what you do is you do the bulk of your drinking before you go, and you get that liquor from somewhere cheap. And then when you go to the club, you buy like a bottle or two and spend tops, you know, maybe $500. But you don't keep buying bottles all fucking night, like $1,200 worth. I mean, it's his money. He can do whatever he want to do. But Tisha's mama is like $1,200. Like, y'all remember on Baby Boy, $40. Okay. Yo, that shit was too funny. That mama was not letting up. Tisha mama, I think Tisha mama don't really like Marceau. I think she don't trust him. And then she noticed that he wasn't wearing his wedding ring. And he was like, you know, well, when I drink, my fingers get swole. And Tisha didn't have a problem with the fact that he didn't have his wedding ring on. In all honesty, she was annoyed with her mom for bringing it up. And I'm like, Tisha, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you, son? Like, that's an issue that he doesn't have his ring on. Why doesn't he have his ring on? Like, I would have been bothered by it. Now, I forget to put my ring on all the time. But as a man, you don't have no big-ass diamond sticking out, you know, and getting in the way of shit, all right? So, I just was kind of looking at that situation like Tisha is ignoring how uncomfortable she probably is with the fact that he didn't have a ring on. She's just embarrassed that her mama keep bringing it up, so she just wants to stop talking about it. And Kimmy and Maurice was like, look, this is about us, okay? This ain't about him. This about us. Can we focus on us? I'm like, thank you, Kimmy, because I'm tired of everybody worrying about what the hell going on with Marceau and Martell. Niggas, wet me out. So it's the day of the wedding, and it's raining, and they're supposed to have this outside wedding on the yacht. So Kimmy is just so worried about the rain and ruining the ambiance that was supposed to be set for their beautiful wedding day. And Mel is still worried about Martell and him drinking and turning up. And I'm just like, oh, girl, please worry about something else. Like, y'all, I'm sorry, but if I was Mel, and we saw them at the Rock Nation brunch together. So obviously they still together, but I still feel like their relationship is one of business and convenience. It's easier to stay together and it's cheaper to keep her, okay? It's cheaper to keep her than to have to go through a divorce and separate y'all business and y'all homes and y'all kids. Like, I think it's just easier for them to stay together than it is for them to actually go through and get a divorce. But I don't think Martell is sorry. I just really don't. I think that he realizes that he could have lost a lot and he didn't want to lose the relationship with his kids. He didn't want to lose the easiness of having somebody taking care of his business and taking care of his home while he out there fucking up on the girl and having free time and playtime with her. And I think that Mel is settling in this situation because she probably feel like she don't feel like going through all of that either. But something just tells me that I don't know if the real love is still in their relationship. I'm just saying, just because of the way he talks to her, the way he handles her, the way he tries to blame her for his shit, the way he lies about it, and then when she, you know, has to keep asking questions in order to get the truth out of him, then he wants to get all upset with her, but then he's still lying. It's just fucking exhausting, y'all. It really is. But everybody's getting ready for the wedding, and Maurice sends Kimmy this really beautiful note saying that he hopes that he can be, you know, the wonderful husband that she deserves. Just very beautiful and thoughtful, and really the most beautiful relationship on the show, if you ask me. Because I feel like Maurice is supportive, Kimmy is independent, and he does not feel in any way bothered or intimidated by the woman that she is, and she's very much a grown-ass woman, very much not a Tisha, not a Mel, not to play with. And the fact that he loves her and sees how beautiful and great she is as a woman, and she's able to see how great he is as a, I mean, their relationship is like top-notch for real, and I love it. And I love seeing it and how heartfelt the ceremony was, how heartfelt the whole situation was, y'all. Because they, you know, they got married, and then the sun actually did come out at the end, and then it set, and they had this beautiful, beautiful pinkish purple sunset at the end of the ceremony, and they were taking that, it was just very, very beautiful, y'all. It was so beautiful, and I was so happy for them that everything worked out the way they wanted it to. At the reception, Tisha's mama points out that Marceau's still not wearing his ring, and Marceau says, "Mama, you know I love you, but you're not my wife." And I'm like, you think that matters? Like, the fuck that got to do with the fact that you still not wearing that motherfucking ring? Okay, child, I guess Tisha is once again embarrassed by her mom and just wants her mom to let it go. I feel like the mama should let it go as well, because at the end of the day, it's not your business. You mentioned it the first time. If she's fine with her husband not wearing that damn ring, please let it go, mama. But I also feel like mama don't really like Marceau. She may like the fact that Marceau takes care of home, but I don't think she likes the way Marceau treats Kimmy. I mean, treats Tisha. And Tisha probably complains to her mama a lot, just the way she complains to Kimmy and Mel about Marceau, and then turns around and acts as if they giving her bad advice. Like, girl, you work on my nerves. Like, Tisha really kind of irks me a little bit with the way that she goes and cries to people about Marceau, and then when they try to give her advice about it, she tries to see it as them trying to break her and her husband up or hating on her relationship. It's like, well, bitch, stop asking people for advice if you got all the answers. Like, you know, do you then? Do you then, bitch? Do you? So, y'all, everybody is having a good time at the reception except for Martell and Mel. So they go out on the deck because Mel wants to have a conversation. Like, she wants to have some type of understanding of how they got here, because, you know, from her standpoint, it wasn't like they weren't having sex, they weren't holding hands, they weren't kissing. They were still very much in a relationship that was affectionate and sexual, and she did not feel as if they were in a bad place. And I always say that that's very scary when you have no clue, you know, when your husband starts cheating on you and you like, well, motherfucker, I thought we was all right. Like, like, you know, it's different when you're going through issues and they step out. But when everything seems to be fine and they step out, it makes you feel like, well, damn, what was the problem? Because if I can't identify what the issue is, it's obvious that this can just happen again, and I don't want to get my heart broke again. So Mel wants to have some type of understanding. He says that it's been over a year, and he thought that they were over it. And she says it has not been over a year. It has been a few months. He said, well, it's almost been a year. And I'm like, if you're talking about like 7, 8, 9 months, that might be almost a year, but that's not enough time to get over that shit. Especially when she went and left you for 6 months. So that means she's just coming back into y'all household. This shit is still, you know, new to her. This shit is still an open wound on her that she's trying to heal, but you don't make it easy for her when you lie and you're not transparent. Like, it's just, he has the audacity to put a time frame on how much, you know, time it's gonna take for her to get over it. I thought we was over this. Why? Why you thought? Y'all just had a conversation the other day. Why? Like, I cannot with him, y'all. She says that it's been a few months, like I said. He says they are not going to any more weddings because he feels like the wedding is what caused this conversation. And I'm like, no, your actions during that bachelor party and her feeling like she can't trust you and feeling like you lying to her about that lap dance. If you lying to her about shit like that, then you can be lying to her about bigger things, which is why she feels as if she can't trust your ass. Which is a real good thing. Like, that's a real good instinct to have about a nigga who was cheating on you for a year. So he said it was just a year. And she said, oh, was it just a year? Was it just a year? Because when I had a conversation with old girl, she said it was more than a year. And then he finally said, okay, it was 2 years. So you was cheating on your wife in a full-blown relationship for 2 years? 2 years? And she's supposed to have gotten over this shit within a year or a few months? I feel like if you was fucking over me for 2 years, I should at least have 2 years to try to get the fuck over. Like, I should at least have 2 years to go back and forth with my emotions. Like, that's some real selfish, fucked up shit to say to her, that you thought y'all was over it. And then she's like, why? Like, what is the reason why? And he can't give no real reason why. I mean, you know, it could have been the outfit I had on, the outfit she had on, the place that we was at. We were all somewhere and I saw her. And at first he was trying to make it seem like it wasn't nothing special. But then he started to word it in a way that made it seem like she was special. And that's what Mel had said. Mel's like, oh, so she was special now. And he was like, man, look, it was a relationship. And he was trying to like deny it. Even throughout this conversation, he's lying. And then as soon as she tries to fact check him with the shit she found out from the bitch, then he wants to admit it. But it's like, if this is a whole year later, so you say, why are you still lying about it? I think he's still talking to the girl too. I don't give a fuck what he's talking about. I think he's very much still talking to that girl. Mel brings up the fact that he didn't even defend her to the girl. I guess at some point the girl was calling Martell's phone, and she picked the phone up and had it on speakerphone, and the girl was like, I didn't call your phone, put Martell on the phone. And she's sitting up there like, so you're not gonna say nothing, Martell? And Martell is just sitting there not saying anything, but he swore up and down that he defended his wife. But it's obvious that he didn't. You could just tell everything Mel was saying was like them actual factuals, because he would just start stuttering, or he would start over talking her and talking loud and shit like that, trying to, you know, overtalk her or deflect from what she was trying to, you know, say. The point she was trying to get across, which was you were defending that girl to me, and to this day you still defending that girl to me. You always trying to make it seem like you not, but it seems as if you still got some type of love and emotions for the girl, and if you want to go be with the bitch, please go be with the bitch, okay? But you see, he said that's not where he want to be, but the way he's talking about her, it just seems like it's a different situation. Then the girl called Mel's phone, because he tells Mel that she shouldn't have called the girl. Motherfucker, if you gonna have a 2-year relationship with a bitch, you better not ever open up your motherfucking mouth and tell me what I shouldn't have done to find out what was going on in my marriage when you wouldn't be honest and tell the truth. You better not ever. I'd have punched the fuck out that man. I don't give a shit. And he'd have got hitting him out. He'd have got hitting him out because he disrespectful as fuck to tell her that she shouldn't have been talking to the bitch. You shouldn't have been fucking the bitch. But you know what? Whatever. The girl called Mel and was like, so what can we do to make sure that your husband don't keep calling me? Because even when I change my number, he's still running behind me. Say what now? Say what now? Mel, let me tell you something, baby. You better than me. You better than me. Because it have been I bust the windows out your car, burn the house down, left eye TLC type shit going on if a bitch ever came at me in that way about my husband. See, that's when she didn't got to a point where she feel like she mean more to him than his wife does. And that's why she feel like she could talk to Mel like that. And the fact that he didn't come to Mel's defense, he didn't correct it, he let it happen, makes me feel like it's still that way. I think he's still cheating with that girl. I don't give a fuck what he's talking about. He might just be in a situation where it's not as frequent as it once was, but I don't think the relationship is over. He told the homeboys that he was still talking to the girl from time to time. So I think you're still fucking her from time to time, okay? And Mel brings up the fact that people knew about it, and he blames Mel for that. But Mel was like, so you think your bitch wasn't telling people that she was fucking you? You really think that? Like, she messy as fuck from just the way she handled the situation. And you think she wasn't out here telling everybody that she was fucking Martell Holt? Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit, bruh. Like, he just was constantly trying to blame Mel in one way or another. And that was really making me mad. And then he gonna tell her, it doesn't matter if I had sex with 1,000 women. You should have kept that in our household. And she hit him with that, you should have kept your penis in our household. No. Y'all, I can't. Let me tell y'all something. I mean, look, everybody's relationships are different. Everybody's different. But I always say, y'all, I say this all the time. God bless me with my husband, because I would have went to jail. I would have went to jail. That nigga would have had teeth down his throat, a black eye, like, and I don't give it, you know, all of that, oh, women don't hit men, bitch, please. Okay, it'd have been a baseball bat, waking up with a gun to your fucking head type of situation. You can't be that disrespectful and still lay in the bed with me at night. Okay? Yo, it's just the audacity of this nigga. I really feel like she should have stayed gone. I think 6 months wasn't enough time because I don't think that he understands it all. I don't think he understands it all. And I think if she would have done some shit like that to him, he wouldn't know how to handle it. And that's what she should have done. Instead of going back to his ass, she should have went ahead and moved out and started dating. Like, oh, we separated. I'm dating. You got you a girlfriend, I'm gonna get me a boyfriend and see how he would have felt about that shit. Cause you know he the type of man that feel like he can dish it but he can't take it. Y'all, whoo Lord. Love and Marriage Huntsville. Oh, god damn it. Okay, they got another show that's about to come out called Fiance and Family, or Fiance versus Fiance, whatever the situation is, but it's basically gonna have like a situation where you have a couple and their families don't really like, you know, the situation, so they bring them into the home together to try to get everybody ready for the upcoming nuptials. Y'all, that shit look a hot ass mess. I can't wait. I can't wait. I will be reviewing it. Yes, I will. All right then, y'all. That was Love and Marriage Huntsville. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to talk about Iyanla, because it really wasn't much. Like, a lot of the things she talked about was the stuff that was in her book, about her life, about growing up, her mom being an alcoholic, being molested, you know, coming up in Brooklyn, you know. So I don't know if I'm gonna still talk about that. I made notes, but I don't know if I'm gonna do a video about it. It was just really good to watch. And she talked about it, a lot of the things she always talks about on her shows, you know, being in denial about situations, not putting a name to what your issue is, you know, just a lot of stuff like that. So y'all should check it out if y'all haven't seen it, but I don't think I'm gonna talk about it in a video, just because it's like, it was just like a forum and it was really cool and I appreciated it, and I loved what she had on, the white outfits that she had on, you know, the funniness of it, you know, her telling her story. And that's the thing I always loved about Iyanla, is her relatability, her ability to tell you that I'm talking to you from a place of understanding, because I was that molested child, I was that teenage mother, you know, I was that abandoned child, I was that woman who was cheated on and dogged out, and you know, my husband left me for a friend of mine, you know, all of that shit. Like, Iyanla has been through it. Iyanla has lost a daughter to cancer. Like, Iyanla has been through it enough that when she sits down to talk to somebody, the reason why they can, you know, trust what she's coming from with her life coaching is not only, you know, all of the studying and the spiritual work she's done, but also because of the life she's led. So that's what that was about mostly. But yeah, y'all, I think I'm gonna just come back to y'all tonight for Real Housewives of Atlanta, and you know, we'll pop it off like that. So I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the videos, and I'll see y'all in the next one.